Okay, guys, I'm sorry, and thanks for pointing this out. Guys, change this on your sheet. It should say plus. Okay, that doesn't look like a plus. Okay. This should be a plus sign. The board's a little off, as you guys can see. Okay. All right. So now in this one, let me ask you this. Just looking at these two equations, what variable do I want to cancel out, Will? What do you think?
6C and 6C.
Exactly. Right? I don't want to deal with the D's because they have different absolute values in front of them. One's 7, one's 2, right? But I've got a 6 in front of this, in front of both of the C's. Now let me ask you this. If that's the case, how do I want to get rid, what would make the C's cancel out? Addition or subtraction? If I add these two systems together, these two equations together, or if I subtract them, CB? Subtract them. So look, I'm going to draw my little columns here. And remember, I'm subtracting. I'll write it off to the side just to remind myself. So Austin, 6C minus 6C?
It's nothing.
Okay, that's going to cancel out. But now be careful here. What do I get? Raise your hand. What do I get when I subtract this next column?
Would you get the minus 6?
How do I know that I want to subtract?
Yeah.
Because what makes the 6C and the 6C cancel out? If I add them together, I get 12C.
Right.
If I subtract them, then I get 0C, and that's what I want.
But neither of them are negative.
Neither of them are negative, that's right. But I'm just combining these two equations.
But they're both positive.
They're both positive, right?
So then you get 12C.
Their signs are positive, you're right. Let me rewrite. 6C plus 7D is equal to negative 15. 6C minus 2D is equal to 12. Right, Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to squash these two things together.
Okay.
Okay? I can add all of the like terms, right? Or I can subtract the like terms. Does that make sense? But what I want is for these two to cancel out because I don't want two variables in my answer.
So how do you make that a negative?
So when I am squashing them together, when I'm combining them, another name for this method is called the linear combination when we're combining them. Okay? To make these two things cancel, I'm going to be subtracting the like terms. Their signs aren't negative. This is just the operator that I'm using on these two like terms. So I'm going to do 6C minus 6C, and that cancels.
So it's just because?
No, it's not just because, but it makes these two things cancel out.
But there's no really like math explanation for why they cancel. They just cancel because.
Hang on 1 second. I want to come back to your question at the end of this. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about 7D minus negative 2D? What do I get there when I put those together? Turn?
9D.
9D, right? And then what about negative 15 and 12? What do I get there? Gordy?
Negative 27.
Negative 27. So I'm going to divide by 9, and D is equal to negative 3. Yes? So how do I find C? Yeah, Troy. Plug it into either one of them. So I'm going to do 6C minus 2 times negative 3 is equal to 12. And then I'm going to get 6C plus 6 is equal to 12. Teachers. 6C is equal to 6. Divide by 6. C is equal to 1. So my ordered pair is what? Gordy?
1, negative.
1, negative 3. Beautiful. All right, Jackson, let's go back to you for just a second. 52 seconds left. Is that what I've got?
Yep.
Jackson. Okay. Now you're asking me if there's any mathematical reason why this works. Okay. If these two equations are working with the same variables, yes?
Yes.
It's a good question, Jackson. Ms. Deemer?
Because you're what my teacher taught me is that you have a streaker. You know what a streaker is, guys? Somebody that takes the clothes off and runs through a game or something?
Oh, yeah.
So when you have a negative, what she taught us, Mrs. Nye now, who used to have signs for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Video.
What
That's
she
okay,
would
that
say
again.
is you have a streaker run